You have exactly 3 seconds. Your student just pushed their paper away and started staring at the ceiling. And what you do next will either quietly agree with their "I can't" or quietly show them that they can. Today, I want to give you one practical thing for looking honestly at how you handle those moments, because your response in those 3 seconds shapes your classroom climate more than most teachers actually realize. So this is the middle video in a 3-part mini-series. And in the takeaway video, the beginning video, we looked at what learned helplessness actually is and why it is a belief, not a behavior. Now I want to invite you to take a look at your own classroom. Not with a critical eye, but with an honest eye. And sometimes that can be a little uncomfortable, but don't be harsh with yourself. There's no need. We only know what we know. So here's something I had to reckon with in my own teaching. When a student shut down, my instinct was maybe sometimes to redirect, get them back on task, keep them moving. And sometimes that is exactly right. But sometimes what was underneath was a student who genuinely did not believe they could do it. They had totally bought into that belief. And a redirect does not touch that. You're just going to be managing it over and over, because a redirect only manages the surface. It doesn't reach what's underneath. So what is worth naming is that your response in those 3 seconds is always making a choice, whether you realize it or not. You are either agreeing with the "I can't" by stepping in, simplifying the task, or getting them started yourself. Or you can quietly show them that they can do it. The change is not dramatic. It does not require a different lesson or more time. It's not another thing you have to pile on top of your busy, stressful, overwhelming day. It looks like maybe sitting with the student and asking a question instead of giving an instruction. You know your students. Break it down to a simple, the easiest question that you know that they can do it if you believe they can achieve that work. What feels hard about starting this? Or just tell me what you do know about it. One question in the right direction. Draw me a picture of that math sentence. Something, anything to show you their beginning understanding. That is a completely different message than a redirect. It says, I am not here to manage you. I'm here to help you find out that you can. So here's what I want you to try this week. The next time a student shuts down, pause before you respond. Just take a breath and ask yourself, am I about to manage what I can see or address what is underneath? You will not always have time. I get that. And neither did I. You were not always going to get it right either. And I taught for nearly 2 decades and didn't always get it right, of course. But try it once with one student, and here's a question worth sitting with. Is there a student, and this is going to be a little tough, that without meaning to, you quietly stopped expecting effort from? Not with bad intention, just because the pattern has been there long enough that it stopped registering as a pattern. No self-judgment, please, but just think about it. That noticing is where things can start to change. You cannot change what you have not seen. None of us can. And teachers are always learning and growing. There's always going to be something new to see. So in the 3rd video in this mini-series, the Connect video, we are going to look at the specific classroom practice that makes this consistent, what it sounds like, how to use it, and how to make it part of your room. It will be linked in the description, in the pinned comment, and down below. Thanks so much for joining me. Hope to see you there. Bye now.